Good morning, treasure hunters. How are you? I hope you're all okay. We've missed you the last few weeks, so we thought instead we'll bring you Sunday school, but in your own houses. So I hope you're sitting comfortably, and I hope you're ready for a session at Treasure Hunters. I've got Tristan here to help me tell your story. So hello, and can you tell me, now James, you should know, who have we been learning about over the last few weeks? Go on, shout it really loudly. Who is it we've been learning lots about? Yeah, you're right. It's Paul. Well, we're not going to learn about Paul today. We're going to move on because something's happening in a couple of weeks. Does anyone know what's coming up? What special festival is coming up in a couple of weeks? Do you know?
Mummy!
Can you shout it at me?
Easter!
Yes, Easter's coming up. And Easter, what's special about Easter? Does anyone know? Can you shout out? What's special about Easter? What's special about Easter?
You get Easter eggs.
Easter eggs, and I heard someone say Jesus as well. Yes, it's a story all about Jesus. So we're going to learn about Jesus. Now, can you tell me, what are you going to be doing this afternoon? Does anyone know? What are you going to be doing this afternoon? What are you going to be doing this afternoon? Tristan doesn't know. What are you going to do tomorrow? Go on, chat. Oh, some of you know, but Tristan doesn't know what he's going to be doing tomorrow either. What are you going to be doing next week?
I know.
What are you going to be doing next week, Tristan?
Homeschooling!
Homeschooling. But he might know a little bit about what he's doing, but he won't know everything that's going to happen at every point of the day. Now, Jesus is someone who knew exactly what was going to happen all the time because he was God's son and God told him what was going to happen. So he knew before anybody else exactly what was going to happen. And even though he knew what was happening, he still did it. He still carried on. And this is about Jesus, a story about Jesus and how he knew what was going to happen, but he still carried on anyway. Okay, so whilst we start, I want you to, can you clap, nod, click, clap, nod, click, clap with me, clap, nod, click, clap, nod, click. Okay, this time can you do tap, nose, tap, tap, nose, tap, tap, nose, tap. Okay, this one I want you to do wiggle your ears, wiggle your fingers. What's going to happen next? Do you know? Blink. It's going to be wiggle your fingers, whoops, wiggle your ears, blink. Wiggle your fingers, wiggle your ears, blink. Now, you didn't know what was going to happen next, but Jesus did know. Okay, now, this story is all, can we have Jesus, please? You know how much I like Lego, so I've got our Lego and brought it along. So, where's Jesus? Here's Jesus. We've got Jesus. Now, Jesus had friends. Do you have a friend? Can you shout out the name of your friends really loudly so I can hear them?
Emily, Joseph,
Yeah, and I
Ben.
heard, oh, I know Tristan's friends, and I'm sure I heard of James, and I heard of Joshua. Brilliant. Okay, now Jesus had 12 friends. Do you think that you could help me count all the way to 12? Are you ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Yeah, we had 12 special friends, and they went everywhere with him. They heard him tell miracles, or do miracles, and they heard him tell lots of stories. So one night, they were together having a meal. Now, one of Jesus's friends was going to do a bad thing. Okay, so Judas is his name. Here he is, Judas. Can you say Judas?
Judas.
What's his name?
Judas.
Judas, well done. So Jesus knew that Judas was going to do a bad thing. And he told all of his friends whilst they were sitting down for tea, he told them that one of his friends was going to betray him. And Judas was telling some leaders where Jesus was going to be because he wanted the money. Okay? So the leaders didn't like Jesus. They didn't like him at all, and they didn't like how many people loved Jesus. So they wanted to pay Judas 30 silver coins so that they could get him. Okay, so here's my Lego garden that we made earlier. Okay, so you can see it's night time. It was after supper, and Jesus went to the garden with some of his friends. He didn't take all of them, but he took some of them. This is called the Garden of Gethsemane. So they went with Jesus. Oh, there's my little caterpillar. He can move out of the way for now. They went with Jesus, to the garden. And Jesus asked his friends to stay awake and pray for him because he was feeling a little bit scared. And you know, we can feel scared. You might be feeling a little bit scared right now and a bit unsure of what's happening. But whenever we feel scared or worried or lonely, we can just pray to God. And that's what Jesus was doing. He'd taken his friends to the garden because he wanted to spend time with God. Now, Jesus left his friends and went off to pray. Now, whilst Jesus was praying in the garden, his friends fell asleep. It was because it was night time. They found it so hard to stay awake and you just fall asleep. That's it. They fell asleep. Jesus came back and said, wake up, you need to pray for me. Because I need you to pray. I'm feeling a little bit scared and a little bit worried. Anyway, they woke up, Jesus went off to pray again, and they fell asleep again. They couldn't keep awake, they were too tired, especially after that really nice meal. Jesus came back and said, wake up, please pray for me. Once they'd woken up, Jesus went off again to pray to his Father. He knew what was happening, but he still wanted to pray to him. Okay, now, along came Judas. Whilst they were praying, Judas came and he gave Jesus a kiss. Once he'd given them a kiss, the soldiers knew who Jesus was and they took him away. Okay, so Jesus has been caught up. How do you think these friends were feeling now? How do you think they're feeling? Sad, not just sad, but the policemen, the soldiers have just come and taken their best friend away. They're feeling really scared. And do you know what they did? Do you think they went to find Jesus? No, they ran away. They ran away because they were so scared. Now, Jesus knew that the soldiers were coming to take him away, and he knew what was going to happen next as well. His friends didn't. Judas didn't know what was going to happen. But he did, and he did it anyway. He knew what God wanted. He knew that God wanted this to happen for him because he had more important things in store. There was a bigger picture. And so Jesus let it happen. He could have run away because he knew it was going to happen, but he didn't. He stayed and he let the soldiers take him. And Jesus did these things because he loves us. He loves you. He loves you, Annabelle. He loves you, Joshua. He loves you, James. He loves you, Chloe. He loves you, Talia. He loves you, Amalia. Okay? He loves us all. He loves you, Noah, as well. Okay? This was a very sad time for Jesus and his friends. And once they'd arrested him, taken him away, the soldiers came back and gave Judas his 30. He had 30, so a big number to count to, silver coins. Look at this. They gave him lots of silver coins. And that's how much his friendship had meant to him, that he could just pay or get given 30 silver coins to help Jesus get arrested. So we will find out what happens to Jesus next week. Okay? But remember to say thank you for everything that happens this week. Perhaps we could just pray now. Tell your mummies and daddies one thing that you're really thankful for now. Something you want to say thank you for. Have a little think about what's happened this week. What have you enjoyed? Okay, something to say thank you to God for. What are you going to say thank you to God for?
PE.
For PE. You've enjoyed that every morning. Okay, and do you know what I'm really thankful for? The sunshine. And I'm thankful for the time with my family as well. Okay, so shall we just pray? Dear Lord, thank you that we don't know what's going to happen every day, but you do know what's going to happen to us every day. Thank you that you never leave us. Thank you for all the good things you've given us as well, for the sunshine, for being at home with our family, for doing PE, and all those things that the treasure hunters have said. Lord, you've heard them. I just pray you'll be with us all this week as we go into the unknown, but we know, the one thing we really know is that you are with us and you never leave us. Amen.
Amen.
Right, so that's the end of our story. We'll see if you can remember what happened next week. But you could now, if you wanted to do something with your mummies and daddies, maybe you could make a night picture, a picture of things that happen at night, because it was nighttime when Jesus was in the garden with his friends, and nighttime when it happens. And sometimes nighttimes are a bit more scary. So can you make a picture of at nighttime, what happens at nighttime? And I'd love to see them. Okay, have a really good week and we'll be praying for you. Bye.
Bye-bye.